Corona was something which impacted the entire world. This has also impacted our economy in a very, very bad way.
From GST numbers, in fact, the direct tax, indirect tax, both the figures are gradually increasing month on month.
Pharma has been, say, an underdog. Valuation-wise, banking are available at a very, very good rate. Industrial capital goods, that is again, which is a very good sector to look at.
Hello friends, अब तक की सारी वीडियो में मैं आपको मार्केट की इनसाइट्स देता था, विच सेक्टर टू बेट ऑन बताता था. आज की इस वीडियो में वी हैव अ स्पेशल गेस्ट विद अस हु विल अकम्पनी अस एंड हमें बताएंगे कि मार्केट का आने वाला सिनेरियो कैसा रहने वाला है, कौन से वो सेक्टर्स है जिसपे हमें बेट करना चाहिए अगले साल, 2 साल, 3 साल के होराइजन में को ध्यान में रखते हुए. और नया जो NFO आ रहा है उसके बारे में हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, वेदर वी शुड इन्वेस्ट इन इट, और अगर हाँ तो कितना % पोर्टफोलियो उसमें एलोकेशन देना चाहिए. तो मैं CA-CFP वेणुगोपाल संदीप जवर रिद्धि सिद्धि इन्वेस्टमेंट की ओर से आप सभी का हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं. और बिना कोई देरी किए हम जुड़ते हैं मिस्टर मनीष शुक्ला एंड अंशुल जैन फ्रॉम आदित्य बिरला सन लाइफ म्यूचुअल फंड AMC. Mr. Manish Shukla has a vast experience of 15 years plus in ABSL AMC. So, Mr. Manish Shukla is with us, friends. He is regional head for rest of Maharashtra and Goa, in which entire Maharashtra is being covered except Mumbai. So, please, I welcome Mr. Manish sir on behalf of Riddhi Siddhi Investment as well as all our viewers, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So to start with, sir, what is your view on current market scenario? आज के इस मार्केट सिनेरियो पे चाहे हम इंडियन इकोनॉमी की बात करें या ग्लोबल जो फैक्टर्स है उन सबको ध्यान में रखते हुए आपका मार्केट पे क्या व्यू आता है, सर?
So Venugopal ji, what has happened is, I think India अपने कुछ काफी सारे प्रॉब्लम से ऑलरेडी स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे. If we look at the period, especially from 2017 till 2019-20. क्या था, इकोनॉमी वाज ऑलरेडी स्ट्रगलिंग because of demonetization, because of GST coming in. So there were some structural changes which was happening, which is good for country like India for a long term. लॉन्ग टर्म में क्या होता है, जब भी आपकी इकोनॉमी बड़ी होती है तो इकोनॉमी के कुछ जो पिलर्स है ना उसको स्ट्रॉन्ग करने की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत होती है, तभी आपकी इकोनॉमी रोबस्ट होकर ग्रो करती है. अदरवाइज क्या होगा, हम बड़ी इकोनॉमी हो जाते हैं लेकिन शायद अंदर से चीजें बहुत बेहतर नहीं होती. आई थिंक गवर्नमेंट वाज इनटू डूइंग ऑल दिस स्टफ. इन द मीन टाइम क्रेडिट क्राइसिस बहुत मेजर हुआ, स्पेशली NBFC साइड में, एंड देन we got into corona impact. So corona was something which impacted the entire world.
Correct.
और ये एक ऐसा फेज था, आई थिंक that is the reason it is called an unprecedented time. और इसमें क्या था, every country was fighting for two things. One, saving human lives, and then slowly when they got very aggressive in saving human life, the economy started taking a bigger toll. So similarly, if you look at India में we have seen one of the strictest lockdown across the world. India was the only country जिसमें सबसे ज्यादा strict lockdown था. So we were initially the way we flavored, because I think जितना risk India में था in terms of COVID, अपने पास health care facilities नहीं थी in place. Our concentration of population and huge population are actually based in few major cities and few major states. So we were actually at a very high risk. So at the hindsight, I think what government did at that point of time was something which was required also. Correct. But this has also impacted our economy in a very, very bad way, because पूरा अपनी economy was into lockdown, manufacturing रुके हुए थे, companies सारी बंद थी. तो I think इसके कारण काफी सारे problems हुए initially, which we are trying to overcome now. So even on the equity side, जो हमारा equity market था, equity market ने भी 23rd April को हमने देखा कि एक massive fall आया in our equity market, और कहीं ना कहीं ये एक reset button था. जितनी भी हमने ग्रोथ देखी थी ओवर लास्ट 10 years, कहीं ना कहीं ये पूरा का पूरा 10 years का ग्रोथ स्टोरी वाज वॉश्ड ऑफ इन वन बिग इंसिडेंट व्हिच हैपेंड इन ऑन से 23rd March. बट उसके बाद से व्हाट वी हैव स्टार्टेड सीइंग दैट बिकॉज ऑफ हाई लिक्विडिटी, एक अच्छी चीज क्या हुई है कि ग्लोबली एज वेल एज डोमेस्टिकली लिक्विडिटी इज एट इट्स पीक. तो पैसा काफी है इन द मार्केट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इवन RBI has ensured कि there is ample liquidity into the system. इसीलिए आप देखोगे कि हमारा जो जितने फाइनेंशियल कंपनीज है, बैंक्स एंड फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, they still traveled this tough time in a much better way. So because there was ample liquidity, जो कि RBI ने धीरे धीरे अपने liquidity को उन्होंने बढ़ाया और उन्होंने interest rate को कम किया, उन्होंने खुद जाकर buy back किया, काफी सारे OMOs किए, तो उसके कारण उन्होंने system में liquidity को ample रखा. So that is something which actually controlled our market. और यहाँ से things we are looking and we are expecting things should start improving from here on.
Yeah, so जैसा sir you said कि we are reviving right now after 23rd March के बड़े fall के साथ, so it clearly visible from GST numbers. In fact, the direct tax, indirect tax, both the figures are gradually increasing month on month. So we are coming back on track. We can say that, sir, definitely. Sir, having said that, what would be the asset class to bet on? Right now, you might be hearing of gold. Lastly, gold has been into every retail investor is, carry away with gold, and even bonds as such for that matter. Bonds are also into everyone's, regular story coming to bonds, gold, or would you think any other asset class like, land or something which has not turned around from past 2 to 3 years would, give ample of return in coming next 1, 2, 3 years? I mean, for short-term view, what would be the asset class to bet on?
So that's a very good question. In fact, just let me tell you one thing. Like, see, gold. Previously, if we look at gold, say 5-year, 10-year back, and gold currently, I think the overall gold now is being used more for hedging purpose rather than investment purpose, and that actually fluctuated the overall gold price. So this time around also we have seen, because dollar was a bit more volatile, US economy was at slump, and at the same time there was some US-China tensions which was going on.
Definitely.
That also started building up with India and China. So somewhere that actually made gold move to these levels, which we believe that in the coming, say, couple of years also, gold will be at these levels, or it can move a bit higher also. But the amount of return which we have seen in last 1 year, that we should not expect in the coming time.
It was around 50%.
But from here, our expectation is it should be around, say, 11% type of, we can expect to go to that level.
Okay, great, sir. Sir, into equity, all the retail investors who are looking for equity as an asset class, what sector are you as a AMC would bet on? Like pharma is one of the sector which is performing from past 6 months, fabulously performing very well. Another banking would be one of the sector which, as an investor, many investors are curious about banking as a sector being the backbone of the economy. So what all different sectors you bet on?
So as you rightly put, I think pharma has been, say, an underdog for Indian market. And if you remember, we came out with a pharma fund last year, 2019. We came out with a pharma fund. Now, what was the basic for coming to coming with pharma fund? Because we realized one more thing when we were actually studying this entire pharma lot, because we started getting into pharma stock in many of our schemes, and then we saw that from 2018, especially in 2018, most of these pharma companies, they had invested almost 40,000 crores rupees into building up their quality standards, improving their quality standards, and building up the capabilities, so that they would start getting fresh orders. And in the meantime, we also observed that the number of inspection, which used to be 220, that number of inspection came down to almost 90 to 100. So that gave us a confidence. That gave us the confidence that one, these companies have already made those changes which was required. Second, even US, the number of inspections started coming down. That means they are getting the trust in these companies. So, and one more sector which actually came up pretty fast was CRAMS. CRAMS is contract research and management. So now, see, normally what happens is a new company, normally they have a lot of, say, scientists who research on any particular vaccine or any particular medicine, the way we are seeing for corona. Similarly, many companies do that research work, but even that research cost in US, in UK will be pretty high. Now, what these companies do, they outsource the research to some other company. So like in India, Dr. Reddy is a very, very big company which actually gets many contract research on the contract side. So there they are a big player in that space. And apart from this, even healthcare was a say booming industry which just started happening 2 years back. So we have seen many patholabs, many hospitals, they are getting into say market space. They got listed, and I think going forward also the number of organized player which will be operating in healthcare segment would be pretty high. So that actually gave us an say opportunity to look out for having some investment into that space.
Okay.
And there is where we got into this. Yeah.
So apart from pharma sector, sir, what would be your stand for say FMCG or IT?
Bank. Yeah. So bank, as you said, banking, because post this COVID crisis, I think banking stock was one stock which had the massive blow. So they had seen the maximum say downside, and that is the reason we believe that going forward, the valuation wise, banking are available at a very, very good rate. And going forward, because they have already come out of that NPF phase where they were actually going through some problems in terms of high NPS. So now NPS have started coming down and banks have cleaned their book. Now we believe that going forward, if the economy is going to get revived, so banking is the backbone of Indian economy. So they have to partner in this entire growth. So banking again looks a very good say sector to be in. Apart from that, consumer durable. Again, we feel because India is largely a consumption-based economy.
Correct.
65% of our economy is consumption, and of that also, if you look at consumption, I think more than 80% of consumption is non-discretionary consumption. The non-discretionary consumption are again, which is not say discretionary consumption is basically the luxury items, where people actually spend on high-end cars, high-end mobile phones, or holidays, tourism, and all this stuff. But in India, the basic non-discretionary spend has been very, very high. So that is something which will continue to grow from here on. So consumer durable is again one segment where we are very bullish. Pesticides and fertilizers, because agriculture as it is has been one sector which continues to grow. India is one country which is self-sufficient.
And monsoon also has in favor of India this year. Monsoon in general.
Monsoon. In fact, last 2 years also we have seen a positive monsoon.
Correct.
So that way we feel that and more organized players are actually getting into this particular sector. So that actually makes us believe that this sector is also one good sector to look at. Chemicals again, we believe that because our pharma company used to import chemicals from China. Now because of this say lockdown, what happened is the international travels or international supply of goods and all these chemicals also took a hit. So there what we did, many companies in India, especially into the specialty chemicals, we saw they build up their capacity and they started manufacturing chemicals. So chemical again looks a very, very good sector. Here again, number of players are very few. So we can get good stories to build up. Industrial capital goods, that is again, which is a very good sector to look at. Telecom again, because telecom has been going through tough time, but now the usage of data has almost multiplied more than 40-50 times. So that way telecom looks to be a very, very good sector. Cement again, because infrastructure push and infrastructure activity is going to be pretty high. So we feel even cement is going to be a good bet to be in. So these are a few sectors where we are very, very bullish on.
So, sir, having said that, Birla as a AMC being known for grasping the opportunity at the right time, whether it was in 2013, we have brought the banking fund. In December 13, we have introduced, and it was the right time to enter, for banking as a sector. Then, as you said, for pharma, last year we have brought at the right time again the pharma fund. So at this time, what new we are doing as a AMC?
So जैसा मैं आपको बता रहा था कि we are into a special situation
Correct.
Because the overall entire economy is going through a tough time. We saw market going through tough times. So we and see in China, I read somewhere that in China the language which they write, so the for challenge and opportunity,
Okay.
the pictorial language that they write is same. So how does that mean is every problem has got an opportunity as well.
Okay.
So this is what we are seeing. See, if we talk about a normal world also, see, because of this corona, the larger economy actually suffered.
Correct.
But look at the way, especially people who were into, say, pharma business, the medical stores, the
Yeah.
grocery stores. So, and people, again, there were a new industry which came up, the PPE kit manufacturing,
Yeah.
masks manufacturers, the sanitizers and, say, sanitizing machines, all these new industry which actually cropped up. So these were opportunities. Many
Correct.
companies actually got into this, and these were the opportunities which was during those crisis and say problematic times.
Correct.
So that was one say opportunity that we saw. Now we also know that because our economy is at a slump, and government's major agenda and major focus would be to revive the economy.
Correct.
And to revive the economy, what is it that government can do? They can do few things, right? One, they need to lower the interest rate, because if the interest rates are lower, the cost of borrowing would be on a high, will be low for the corporates. Secondly, the people, especially the citizens, if they see that overall interest rates are low, they'll spend more. They'll
Correct.
borrow, they will spend. So overall, the consumption or the demand is going to pick up from there. So
Correct.
people who are the consumers will demand more, and companies who are the manufacturers, who are the suppliers, they can easily borrow at a lower rate, increase their capacity, increase their capabilities, and they can work on much better output. So that will be one phase. Second is creating an environment which is conducive for corporates and industries to operate.
Correct.
So even here we feel that government is not going to let any companies to go bankrupt or go bust. So they are ready to support any company which is going through tough times. They are ready to support. Third is building up the infrastructure, so that at least all these things are being taken care of. So government is also keenly doing some of the other infrastructure projects which has been announced, and they are ready to support on that front as well. And fourth would be some changes in the policies, the policy framework. That actually again creates ease of doing business. So there also government has already started and initiated many things which they are trying and giving that comfort to the overall industries and corporates. Now, when all these factors will play out, there will be equal opportunities which will also keep happening in the market and economy. Why I'm saying so? Because this probably would be the right time for company to look out for expansion, look out for mergers, look out for acquisitions, look out for collaborations with any foreign partners or any new companies, and take new leap in terms of growth. So this special opportunities fund will actually look at all these such type of events, such type of opportunities that keep happening in the market, and we'll try and capitalize and ride on all these opportunities and create more wealth for our investors. Now, how we'll be doing it? As I said, so the opportunities could be multiple. So normally what we have done is we have parked into 5 buckets. So we call it 5 buckets. Now what these 5 buckets are, it's basically one, as I told, it could be company level specific events. Like for example, I'll tell you, there are some management changes. So the company goes through some management changes. Normally the COO or CEO gets changed, and new mind or new CEO joins the company. So that can be a event and transformation story. Then there could be some industry specific events. For that matter, like telecom. Telecom has been going through tough times, and we believe that in the coming times, telecom should now start moving on the positive side. Similar thing happened with pharma. So this particular sector, so there could be some industry, some sectors which can actually go through some type of crisis or some type of changes, and that can become an opportunity. Again, if I need to talk about how crisis also becomes an opportunity, look at one, I think, classic example of Maggie, Nestle and Maggie in 2015. In 2015, when there was an observation that the lead content in Maggie was found, then everywhere we saw such massive strike that happened across stores for Maggie. So Maggie was pulled out of the stores and factories, and it was destroyed. Entire stuff which was lying there, everything got destroyed, and everybody had a feeling that this is going to hurt Nestle big time. Now Nestle stock that point of time, it was trading around 8,000 to 9,000 level. It came down to almost 4,700, 4,800 level.
Around half.
Now, because it was Nestle, within 1 year, this company came back much more powerful and much more aggressively, and they were again on the stores. And now look at the stock price of Maggie or Nestle. It is already around 18,000, 90,000 level. So that crisis became an opportunity to invest in such companies. So similarly, there could be some macroeconomic changes. There could be some regulatory changes, and any company there could be some buyback announcement. There could be some delisting announcements. Like we saw Vedanta had announced for a delisting. That was an opportunity for a short term to create some type of wealth. So that could be one opportunity. Similarly, TCS recently has announced for buyback. That would again be a good opportunity to get into such stock. Similarly, like many companies also demerges from the main parent company. Bajaj again is a classic example, where we saw Bajaj holding, say, Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Auto, that got demerged, and all three stock became multi-bagger stock. So everywhere people made good money out of it. So similarly, and there could also be some stories where the company actually transforms into a new sector, new segment, which again a classic story is Reliance. Reliance being an oil refinery company, it entirely got transformed, and now it is a more consumer-facing company. So it will be more in the consumer-facing business like telecom, retail, media. So this is the entire transformation of a company, and look at the way Reliance stock has performed. So now it has a weightage of almost 14% in the index.
Nifty,
So that way, see, such type of story will keep on happening in the market. Similarly, many of these stories will also be playing in our other equity schemes. But what different this particular scheme will have is that this probably because this scheme will be cap agnostic, this would be sector agnostic. So, and the benchmark for this would be BSE 500. So it has got an entire market to play around. So it is not going to be restricted or limited in terms of market cap, in terms of sectors. So wherever it finds opportunity, it can go and pick up and make its investment into that. Even we will be considering IPOs, because recently we have seen many IPOs, also good quality IPOs coming in, and that also created good amount of wealth for many people. So there also selectively we will also be participating in a few good IPOs where we feel that there could be some listing gains. So those IPOs will also be considered. At the same time, we have also kept a provision of 0 to 25%, which we can go and buy some good quality stock overseas. So even in international market, if we feel there is some good quality company, which if we are not able to find some good companies in India, and if we look at some other country and find some opportunities, we can go and definitely buy in those markets. So overall, this will be a very good, diversified, good quality portfolio, having only 30 to 40 stocks, very high conviction, very actively trade, and very active stocks would be part of this particular portfolio.
Okay, so you have already answered many of my questions, the questions which I was going to ask you. Like you said, the benchmark already. but you have said the USP also of this fund. What different from the other funds? But what category it would be fitted in to compare with, with peer groups and all. So what category
So
it
it
would
will be,
And second question, sir,
yeah.
the allocation to start with. I mean, you said what all options the fund would have in future, but to start with, what major allocation would be given to which sectors?
So major allocation, as I told you, so few sectors which we discussed before as well. It would be again pharma, chemicals,
Yeah,
consumer
you have
durable,
one.
textile.
Okay.
So textile, technology, aviation.
Telecom.
Aviation, we feel, yeah,
Okay.
aviation we feel that they were also going through tough times. But I
Mhm.
think in 1 year or 2 years time, aviation is again going to come back.
Correct.
Telecom, as we said, PSUs could also be one good sector because government is very keen in terms of disinvesting and privatizing many of the PSUs. I think that is the
Right.
option also which is left with them in terms of getting some good quality money in
Yeah.
and take care of their fiscal deficit. Similarly, we'll also look at manufacturing, defense,
Okay.
auto.
Okay.
So what just to add to your question, what we did initially before actually launching this, we tried and identified can we look out for some universe? Can we make one universe with the current market scenario where we can actually construct our portfolio? So when
Okay.
we actually looked at all these companies, we were able to make a universe of around 65 such stocks.
Acha.
So
Okay.
65 such stocks were already there in the current market, where we find that in the coming times,
There is
these
an
will be the
opportunity.
stocks, yeah, where we can get good opportunity coming in.
Okay. So category, sir, category for this stock. I mean, for to.
Again, this would be, see, primarily as of now, it will be largely into large cap and large mid caps. So
Okay.
overall, my say 60 to 65% portfolio would be on large and large
Okay.
mid caps. Probably remaining say 20-25% we can look at small cap. Again, being very selective on that part.
Okay. The fund manager who will be managing the fund.
So what we have also done is because this will be a very actively managed fund. So
Okay.
we have 3 fund managers who will be taking care of this fund.
Alright. Great.
So 3 fund managers. One would be Anil Shah, who is
Okay.
already managing our multi-cap
Yeah.
BSL equity,
Equity fund.
and he is also and he is also managing our manufacturing equity and mid-cap. So
Okay.
he is already playing in this particular
Correct.
sphere.
Correct.
So Anil Shah would be the one fund manager. Second fund manager is Chanchal Khandelwal. Chanchal
Okay.
Khandelwal was actually one of our analysts who was taking care of our consumption theme. So
Okay.
he used to do research on the consumption theme,
Correct.
and because as I told you that consumption would be one of the major part for this particular scheme as well. So Chanchal
Okay.
would be taking care of that particular piece, and he also takes care of our GenNext fund.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Chanchal would be there, and third fund manager is Mr. Vinod Bhatt. So Mr.
Okay.
Vinod Bhatt, he is actually taking care of our multi-manager fund. So multi-manager again, and he tracks equity, debt, commodities, real
Correct.
estate, overseas. So
Overseas fund.
all the market he actually monitors, and he takes care of our asset allocator or multi-manager category fund. So he will be primarily taking care of the overseas investment. Chanchal
Yeah.
would take care of say consumption and mid cap, and Anil Shah would primarily overlook the entire sphere.
Correct. So as we are speaking, NFO has already been started from 5th of October.
Yeah,
It would be up to
yeah.
17th, sir. Correct.
It will be
Yeah.
up to 19th
19th. Okay. From 5th of this October to 19th of October.
to 19th.
Uh, Ideally, what allocation a existing investor should allocate to this fund from his existing investments, or I mean, if a new customer is approaching or investing for the first time, how much ideal allocation you are expecting that he should allocate?
See, ideally speaking, I think allocation depends on the risk appetite one can take. However, we feel at least 10 to 15% of the of the investment should go to such type of say schemes. Although, as I said, that it will depend on the risk
Yeah.
assessment for any particular investor, because so this would be a high beta type of scheme, and the overall portfolio turnover ratio would also be on the higher side, because it will be having a concentrated portfolio and very active stocks or active companies will be part of this. So the churn would also be on the higher side.
As you said, IPO gaining would be there, so it definitely there would be churning, so definitely it would be there. Yeah, correct.
Because see, our endeavor is to participate in all the events that is happening in the market.
Correct.
So, and probably we'll keep moving that, because ultimately we need to play on that idea and create wealth for our partners. So it should not happen that we should miss on any particular big event.
Correct.
So if we are riding one event, in the meantime we feel that there is some bigger event which is happening, we need to move from this event and start riding the other event.
Correct. So sir, thank you for joining us today, and all the very best for this NFO, and
thank you
AMC as a whole, to all the members. So thank you for sparing the time. Thank you Anshul bhai for connecting with us, and you know, sir ko you have made it possible ki sir ka time mil paya. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you all, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So friends, हमने स्पेशल अपॉर्चुनिटीज फंड के बारे में जाना है, उसके फीचर्स जाने हैं, अलग अलग सेक्टर के बारे में हमें शुक्ला जी से राय मिली है. So do consult your financial advisor before investing, या फिर और भी आपकी कोई क्वेरी हो तो कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन में दी है. Feel free to contact us and we would be happy to assist you anywhere you are. आपको ये वीडियो कैसा लगा मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताइए. ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों तक ये वीडियो शेयर करिए ताकि उन्हें भी इसके बारे में पता चले. डू लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब द चैनल. मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय. स्टे सेफ, स्टे हेल्दी, स्टे इन्वेस्टेड.